Super Mario, the most iconic, important, and Italian character in video game history, turns 40 years old this year after appearing in hundreds of games, multiple television series, and a theatrically released feature film with another on the way. He's conquered perilous platforming sequences, saved the world in several RPGs, starred as a doctor, basketball player, golfer, tennis player, and kart racer, and of course, he's partied hard. So to celebrate 40 years of Mario, here are the 40 best Mario games of all time. Wahoo! Bowser's Inside Story mixes great humor with a gross setting, putting Mario and Luigi in the depths of King Koopa's belly for some fast and fun RPG action across both Nintendo DS screens. A real-time strategy game where Mario teams up with Ubisoft's hideously adorable Rabbids didn't exactly seem like the best idea on paper, but the end result is brimming with charm, a fantastic art style, and some seriously clever gameplay. Hoops 3-on-3 brings Super Mario and Final Fantasy characters together for some portable slam dunks in case, you've ever wanted to see a Moogle style on Waluigi on a basketball court. Turning a twitchy and precise platforming series like Super Mario into a one-button phone game was no small task, but Super Mario Run managed to retain much of what made this series so great without falling into the usual pitfalls of mobile microtransaction hell. Superstar Baseball took America's oldest pastime and added some chaotic arcade gameplay, and the result really knocks it out of the park. Even if it physically hurt me to say that. It's a real home run. That one actually hurt more. Hey, do you actually play as Mario in Mario Paint? Well, that looks like his glove swatting flies, and he's holding a paintbrush on the box art, so it's safe to say he's in control of this ingenious and inventive art and music studio for the Super Nintendo. The first portable Mario ever made features exploding Koopas, fireballs that bounce wildly, a Sphinx that tries to kill you, and one of the catchiest soundtracks in the entire franchise. Origami King was yet another vibrant, hilarious, and fun Mario RPG when it came to Nintendo Switch in 2020, and while it doesn't quite hit the same highs as several other Mario role-playing games on this list, it's still absolutely worth playing. While technically a sequel to a Virtual Boy Mario Tennis game next to nobody played, I did, Mario Tennis on the Nintendo 64 improves the concept in just about every way, injecting over-the-top arcade gameplay and classic Mario characters into the otherwise straightforward sport of tennis. Nintendo kept the Super Mario Sports crossovers going with Super Mario Strikers, developed by the same team that worked on the NHL Hits franchise, a series of ridiculous arcade hockey games where the rules of realism took a backseat to nets getting lit on fire and supersonic power moves. Sure, we were ready to move on by the time the fifth game in the new Super Mario series got released, but when the first one launched in 2006, after years of 2D Mario games being on hiatus, seeing a giant Mario crush through levels on the tiny DS screen was a blast. As a follow-up to the greatest and most content-complete Mario Kart game ever made, Mario Kart World still has a lot of growing to do over the course of the Switch 2's lifespan, but its foundations are rock solid, and Knockout Tour is one of the most exhilarating modes to ever appear in a Mario Kart game. Camelot Software were responsible for creating some of the best Super Mario and sports crossover games, not to mention the excellent Golden Sun franchise, and Mario Golf Toadstool Tour for the Nintendo GameCube was no exception.
Oh, nice shot!
Released only a year after the first game, Mario Party 2 still managed to improve over the original in just about every way, paving the way for a ton of sequels and establishing the series as the king of local multiplayer party games for years to come.
Finish!
By 1990, Tetris dominated the world of puzzle games on Nintendo systems, and while every game publisher on Earth tried to compete, Dr. Mario was one of the few games to reach the same levels of addictive gameplay and catchy tunes. The Nintendo 64 was a local multiplayer dream come true, so it made perfect sense that Nintendo's first 3D Mario Kart game got hundreds of hours of play across living rooms and dorm rooms. The 4-player Grand Prix was obviously a blast, but its real standout mode was the balloon battle, especially during heated matches on Block Fort, the greatest multiplayer battle mode Mario Kart level of all time. Yeah, I said it. Another quirky and comical action RPG, Superstar Saga, was the first portable Mario RPG, and its bright and cheery pixel art fit in perfectly on the Game Boy Advance, especially its ability to let players control both Mario Brothers at once. In hindsight, another New Super Mario Bros. Game probably wasn't the smartest first-party launch title for the Nintendo Wii U, but those who actually picked up the system at launch, like me, found another solid side-scrolling multiplayer Mario game, now with HD graphics, a 2D Mario first. 2024's Super Mario Party Jamboree is easily the best looking and playing Mario Party game to date, stacked with a ton of excellent minigames, unique board games to play on, and lots of quality of life improvements to speed up the flow of each game. Sure, the US version of Super Mario Bros. 2 was originally a different game that had the Mario Bros. Characters added in, but ultimately the end result gave us so many things that are still signature features in modern Mario games today, like multiple playable characters, picking up and throwing objects at enemies, and the adorable Ninja enemies. They're so cute. What's under those things? No one knows. New Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo Wii was the first 2D Super Mario game to add 4-player co-op, meaning you and 3 friends could finally team up to accidentally jump on each other's heads or throw each other into pits full of lava. Still, players with some patience got to experience a multiplayer Mario game that was equal parts enjoyable and chaotic all the way until the credits rolled. Sunshine is usually regarded as the weakest of the 3D Mario games, but that doesn't mean there isn't a ton to love in its bright and sunny tropical setting. Using Flood, an ingenious water blasting backpack, allowed players to traverse brand new heights, clean graffiti, hose down enemies, and uncover secrets in truly clever ways. It's also responsible for being the first Mario game to introduce Bowser Jr., who will soon be starring as the villain in the upcoming Super Mario Galaxy movie.
I wanna fight that Mario again.
That's my boy. Well put, son.
When Square Enix and Nintendo parted collaborative ways following the release of Super Mario RPG in 1996, the future of Mario's role-playing adventures were in question until Nintendo released Paper Mario, a game that took several gameplay elements from both Mario RPG and classic side-scrolling Mario games and combined them to create an innovative new franchise of its own. To this day, Double Dash is one of the most beloved entries in the Mario Kart series, specifically for its unique dual ride system that allows players to switch between 2 characters in the same kart on the fly. Its excellent local multiplayer and battle mode are also standout features, especially the map that lets you drive around and pummel your friends with items on top of a gigantic Nintendo GameCube. Nintendo and Square Enix teamed up to bring us Super Mario RPG, a charming isometric action RPG that finally allowed players to play as Bowser, pitting him, Mario, and a bunch of other lovable characters against a new enemy for the first time. It also gave us Geno, Mallow, and Boshi, all of which get frequently requested to become playable characters in Smash Bros. And if you missed it the first time, the excellent Switch remake is a great way to catch up. Also, yeah, I'm probably the only person asking for Boshi to come to Smash Bros. I love you, Boshi. You're great. Super Mario Land 2 felt like a proper console Mario game in handheld form, introducing cool new power-ups like Bunny Mario, a free-form map design that allowed players to tackle levels and worlds in nearly any order they chose, and also a little, or large, I guess, iconic Super Mario villain named Wario. While Super Mario 64 DS was technically the first portable 3D Mario game, it's largely just a remake of an N64 game without analog support, which kinda missed the whole point. However, 7 years later, Nintendo released Super Mario 3D Land for its DS successor, the Nintendo 3DS, and the results were significantly better. Not only is 3D Land a totally original game, the 3D effect was excellent and really made the dozens of clever and challenging levels pop. After decades of curating Super Mario levels in-house, Nintendo did the unthinkable in 2015, allowed players to create Super Mario levels themselves using the Wii U's touchscreen. The result was some of the craziest, most chaotic, and most downright brutally difficult side-scrolling Mario levels ever made. Super Mario Maker 2 added even more art styles and assets to play with, but really there was nothing like trolling your friends in completely psychotic ways with the original Mario Maker levels. The only game on this list that doesn't have the word Mario in the title is Donkey Kong, aka Donkey Kong 94, for the original Nintendo Game Boy. Donkey Kong 94 revisits the premise of the original Donkey Kong arcade game where DK kidnaps Pauline, but this time, instead of falling to his death if he drops higher than, I don't know, his own height, Mario is given a robust and acrobatic moveset that includes handstands, triple jumps, item throwing, and more in over 100 levels. In fact, many of Mario's moves in DK94 even made their way into the revolutionary Super Mario 64 a few years later. The original 1995 Super Mario Bros. Isn't just here because of its historical importance, but because it still holds up incredibly well today. Anyone from a seasoned video game expert to someone who has never played a video game in their life will click with Super Mario Bros. In seconds thanks to its genius onboarding through smart visual cues and tight controls. Super Mario Bros. Remains a masterclass in 2D platforming 40 years later. By the time fans had played one too many games in the new Super Mario Bros. Style, 2D Mario seemed more than ready for a visual overhaul and some bold new ideas, and Super Mario Wonder delivered. Mario Wonder not only brought Mario back to his early squat and cherubic look, it also has 12 playable characters, the most in any 2D Mario game, plus fantastic new power-ups like Elephant Mario and the Drill Mushroom, as well as bringing in Wonder Flowers, which caused crazy, surreal, and oftentimes totally wild effects to take over entire levels, turning them on their heads and keeping players on their toes. It felt like the first big, bold step forward for the 2D Mario series in ages, and hopefully it paves way for the future of these games. Super Mario Galaxy is one of the most ingenious 3D platforming games ever made, building on the foundations established in Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine, and using them as a gigantic springboard to launch Mario to unprecedented new heights and locations. Controlling Mario as he blasted from planet to planet, each with their own collectibles, enemies, and occasionally gravitational pulls, was an utter delight, and its modest motion control implementations on the Nintendo Wii went a long way in an era where developers seemed hell-bent on making such things as over-the-top and cumbersome as possible. The greatest Paper Mario game of all time is Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, an action RPG triumph that showcases everything about why this side of the Mario franchise is so great, even with a cast of characters who are thinner than a business card. Everything about this game is delightful, from its fantastic core characters to its massive boss fights, witty writing, and gorgeous art style. And if you're sad that Paper Mario games haven't ever quite hit the same high as they did in 2004, well, the excellent remake that came to Nintendo Switch in 2024 should at least hold you over until the next Paper Mario game. Super Mario 3D World combined the look of Super Mario 3D Land with the multiplayer chaos of New Super Mario Bros., and the results are practically perfect. It's got cat power-ups, endless amounts of collectibles, and secret levels, plus beautiful sprawling stages that provide plenty of incredible single-player challenges or multiplayer arguments with friends and loved ones that you will no longer be on speaking terms with once you roll credits. Plus, the Bowser's Fury DLC adds even more to the package, providing a massive Mario playground where a gigantic Bowser periodically checks in to throw all of your plans out of the window. While Super Mario 2 was a fun deviation from the original game, Super Mario Bros. 3 felt like a proper follow-up, improving every single possible thing from the original game and setting the new standard for what video game sequels should be like at the time. It's got incredible level design, the first ever flying power-up in a Mario game, the Koopa Kids, giant sprawling airship levels, warp whistles, tons of secret stages and mini-games, and backing beats that made the NES sound chip do things you didn't know were possible. Just listen. Pushing forward on the Nintendo 64's unique analog stick and seeing Mario go from a tiptoe to a full run across the castle courtyard quite literally changed 3D gaming forever. From the first time players scaled the insides of a gigantic clock, rode a magic carpet across Rainbow Road, or grabbed Bowser's tail and swung him into the horizon, they knew they were doing something revolutionary. In fact, that Super Mario 64 moment has been described as a benchmark in video gaming, detailing the time we knew we were experiencing something in a video game like we'd never experienced before. And now that 3D gaming is as ubiquitous as it is, we may never experience again for the first time. 30 years later, Super Mario 64 is still endlessly obsessed over by speedrunners who are still managing to pull new surprises from it, proving that it's a fantastic and infinitely replayable video game even today.
Here we go!
Galaxy 2 is the rare same-generation sequel to a Super Mario game that expertly refines everything built before it, taking everything from the first game and going bigger and better, and throwing in a Yoshi for good measure. Not only does Galaxy 2 look and feel amazing, it also perfectly exemplifies Nintendo's Mario level design philosophy of easy to play, hard to master, providing players of all skill levels either a fun and happy platforming experience or the most stressful, challenging, and heart-pounding Super Mario level they've ever played in their lives. It's just that good. It only took 2 console generations and a ton of DLC, but when it's all said and done, Mario Kart 8 is one of the most robust and content-complete Nintendo games ever made. It's got expertly tuned controls, incredibly fun local and online multiplayer, and one of the catchiest and most energetic soundtracks of all time. Seriously, throw it on the next time you need to clean your house. You'll be done in like half the time. And hey, Mario Kart 8 also gave us the Luigi Death Stare. And after decades of playing second fiddle to his big brother, you know what? He's earned that. Add in its nearly endless roster of characters and courses pulling from all corners of Nintendo fandom like The Legend of Zelda, Animal Crossing, and Splatoon, and you've got hundreds if not thousands of hours of stuff to do and see. Apologies to Crash, Diddy Kong, Sonic, I guess Garfield, and SpongeBob, but Mario Kart 8 Deluxe may just be the greatest kart racing game of all time. So we'll likely spend the rest of our lives debating what the best 3D Mario game is. In fact, feel free to get an early start right now in the comments below. Welcome back. But it's really tough to think of any game that truly exemplifies 3D Mario better than Super Mario Odyssey. From its utterly gratifying capping mechanic, which both acts as a mechanism to traverse levels like never before and to take over the souls of characters all over the game, to its gigantic stages packed with fun things to do, it truly all just feels magical. More than that, it feels like a gigantic victory lap for the series, celebrating everything that came before it and paving the way forward for the future, where Mario games will no doubt be bringing people endless joy for decades to come. And finally, the greatest Super Mario game of all time is the 1990 classic Super Mario World. While Super Mario 3 was a big step up from the original game, Super Mario World was a gigantic leap, bringing the series into the 16-bit era masterfully and forever raising the bar for platforming games. Across its dozens and dozens of levels, many of which have alternate paths, hidden exits, and more, players are treated with ingenious challenges, incredibly fun power-ups, treacherous boss fights, and just pound for pound some of the best moments you'll ever experience playing a video game. So many elements of Super Mario World, and especially Yoshi, became inextricable parts of the Mario games after it, and it all started as a pack-in game on launch day for the Super Nintendo console. Super Mario World was and always will be a masterpiece. So there you have it, the 40 best Mario games of all time. Do you have a favorite Mario game that's missing? Preferably one that isn't named Mario is Missing? Or are you more of a Wario fan and you just watch this video out of spite? I get it. Either way, sound off in the comments below and help us celebrate 40 awesome years of Super Mario games starring that lovable, pudgy Italian plumber who changed the world forever. Thanks for watching, and for all things Mario, stick with IGN. Wahoo.